Goedemiddag dames en heren, van harte welkom bij de Dutch Darts Masters 2017. Hier vanuit het MEC in Maastricht. Het is tijd voor onze eerste wedstrijd van deze middag. Australië tegen Nederland. Eerst de man uit Australië en wat een maand heeft hij gehad. Zijn eerste Pro Tour zege heeft hij te pakken. En sinds een paar weken mag hij zich de Auckland Darts Master noemen. Uit Perth in Australië. Een ongelooflijk applaus voor die original K.Anderson! En dan zijn tegenstander. Het is tijd om de verdedigend drievoudig Dutch Darts Master deze kant op te halen. Hij is de onbetwiste nummer 1 van de wereld op dit moment. De huidige wereldkampioen uit Nederland. Mighty Mike, Michael van Gerwen! Twee spelers van wereldklasse, dus ook een scheidsrechter van wereldklasse. Een hartelijk applaus voor Paul Hinks.
Well, I don't think I've ever experienced an atmosphere like this on the European Tour stage. We have 5,000 fans inside the MEC Arena, and every single one of them made sure they were here in good time for what is the standout fixture of the afternoon session on day 3 of the Dutch Darts Masters. On stage in our opener, we have the world number 1, the world champion and the 3-time defending champion in this event, Michael van Gerwen. And we also have a man who is more than capable of defying odds of 5-1 to win this match. Let's not forget K.Anderson has already beaten MVG on the European Tour. And given the way he's played this weekend, and given the way he's played for the best part of 2017, he could do so again. 16 players left standing going into the final day here in Maastricht. And yet 9 of them are unseeded. It is wide, wide open. And we could well see a first-time winner on the European stage. Wearing his Sunday best alongside me, Rob Malarkey, it's Dan Dawson.
Yes,
what
a start
first
to the day we have.
To throw first. Game on.
Michael van Gerwen, the world number 1, returning to competitive action after that month off, becoming a new dad. Through nigh on 100 average yesterday in his 6-1 defeat of Jeffrey de Zwaan. But K.Anderson won his first Pro Tour title, won a big stage title on the World Series, average 108 and then 100, and kicks off 180 against the world number 1.
100.
Just carrying on where he left off yesterday and on Friday, the standout performer in the opening session on Friday. Another ton plus average yesterday as well.
41.
I am surprised that Anderson is 5-1 in place.
94.
I think that's very lopsided.
Have you seen the guy he's up against?
Yes.
The all-conquering world number 1, Michael van Gerwen.
Did you hear what I said in the intro, Dan? He's beaten him before on the Euro stage. Look at the way he's playing.
108.
Well, he's on for an 11-darter to break the throw in the very first leg.
140.
But MVG is
100.
on a 2-darter himself and a much simpler one.
Ooh.
Oh, can't do it. It's a shocker of a dart. The chance has gone.
60.
Well, Kyle Anderson can't
42.
afford to have too many moments like that in this match if he's to give himself a fighting chance here. Double 16 for MVG. And the Dutchman draws first blood.
Game on.
Just have to say as well, I did obviously say it was the standout match of the afternoon session without
60.
detracting from what lies in store for the rest of the afternoon session. We have got some, well, intriguing encounters in store, given
60.
the nature of the way things have panned out here this weekend.
Well, we have not seen as many seeded players knocked out on the second day of a European tour at all since the creation of the European Tour. 9 of them were knocked out in round 2 yesterday.
57.
And as you say, it has blown this tournament wide open. There is still, at the very top of the draw, the world #1 Michael van Gerwen, winner of 3 Euro Tours this year, and 4 times as many as anybody else in total, taking on the man who is one of the form players in world golf. He beat Kyle Anderson, beat Mervyn King yesterday. Mervyn King averaged 103, and he still won 6-3.
And you feel he'll need to have an average even more than that. 108 maybe today
140
against MVG. Anderson 108.96 against Justin Pipe. Something around that benchmark might have to suffice here, or might have to be the case again here today.
100.
Well, intriguing leg this one. MVG on 102. Anderson's going to leave himself very handily placed.
136. Michael Carr 102.
The 2-0. Gets the treble. Double 16. This is Michael van Gerwen motoring.
There was an argument to suggest as well, this is exactly the sort of match that Michael van Gerwen perhaps would have wanted, just to really fire him up even more for the rest of this weekend. That said, he doesn't need much firing up, does he? He needs very little encouragement whatsoever. He is playing in front of,
58.
well, 5,000 people. The majority of them are Dutch people. Go on, MVG.
125.
5 perfect darts, and once again, the dream dies.
Anguish in the Mech Event Centre. 5 perfect darts, but we will not see the 9-darter in this leg from Michael van Gerwen, looking to win this title for a 4th consecutive year.
Doesn't matter where it's held, this tournament. He loves winning it.
50.
And by the way, we had the environmental officers here last night, just concerned about the noise levels. I think they may be visiting us again today if MVG takes out
96.
Anderson here, or shudder to think produces a 9-darter as well.
Well, Steve Beaton's on later. Calm yourself. Well, that'll leave him 50. He's had a 14-darter and a 15-darter. He's going to be looking at another 14-darter here, potentially, for a 3-0 lead. The 180 from Kyle Anderson to leave 27. It does not matter, because it is 3 out of 3 for Michael van Gerwen on the doubles. And this is just MVG not only returning to competitive action, but returning to the kind of performance that we expect from him.
Yeah.
14 darts, 15 darts, 14 darts. MVG is just cruising through this right now.
3 from 3 on his doubles as well. He is not putting a foot wrong. He's averaging 106 at the moment. We said Anderson might need something like that. Well, Anderson's average is very healthy as well. It's similar, but he's not getting himself into position. That's the key difference.
He's not had a dart at double.
And that's why his average is elevated to what it is at the moment. And there we see, don't read too much into that. Michael van Gerwen shading the averages, but he is dominating this match.
135.
Anderson's giving it a good go.
Twice Kyle Anderson has beaten Michael van Gerwen. Once on the Pro Tour, once on the European Tour. And it was in Austria. And that weekend, he took out 3 bull finishes to beat Michael van Gerwen in that match. It was an absolutely great game of darts. And he had darts to beat Phil Taylor in the semi-finals of that tournament, Kyle Anderson. Didn't take them. Oh, it's on. It's on! Oh, and it's his first start, missed at a double, and it may well cost him the
84.
leg. 84 for K.Anderson.
And
Treble 20, double 12.
And such are the standards of MVG, the look on his face after that. Double 12 then for Anderson.
Game shot of the
And he's on the
fourth leg.
board.
K.Anderson. Fifth leg is Michael through first. Game on.
You can still look back to that first leg though when Anderson was on a ton and he hit the single one. I mean, already you could look back at that as a turning point in this match now. It left him with an even bigger battle on his hands.
140.
But he's got the leg on the board, and who knows?
Well, it's something. I mean, we've still not seen.
134.
We've seen one dart missed at double in this entire game so far. Michael Van Gerwen missing double 14 for a 148.
134.
K.Anderson knows that when MVG is playing, as he so often does,
133.
you can't afford any mistakes. He's 1 for 1 on his doubles, and when he gets his chance, he's going to have to take it. But Van Gerwen is on another 11 darter potentially.
49. Michael require
Well, he was-
100.
Again, guilty there of slipping into the
Game shot
Wrong
of the fifth
bed.
leg.
And Michael Van Gerwen.
Six leg is
Normal
Carl
service
through
resumed on the
first.
doubles.
Game on.
Just
Winner-
the 111 average for Michael Van Gerwen.
routine
What
stuff. So
112 and a half, I beg your pardon.
let's not do him any disservice now. Winner to face either Nathan Aspinall or Daryl Gurney in the quarter-final tonight.
177.
I think we might see 1 or 2 180s in that one as well when they come onto the stage next. Just a quick reminder, the schedule today follows the draw,
57.
so it's nice and easy to follow. 8 third-round ties this afternoon, and then the quarters, the semis, and the final itself tonight from 7 o'clock.
96.
Look at that.
There was one huge question mark hanging over Michael Van Gerwen, having taken that month off, his longest break from competitive darts in years,
60.
becoming a new dad. And he thought, well, is he going to come back with the same hunger? Is he going to come back in form? Is he going to come back and still be the man who has
96.
dominated everything for so long? The man is averaging in the 100 and teens. All it has done is refreshed him. The last time we saw him, he was getting battered by Phil Taylor at the World Match Play. And about 2,500 fans who...
Booed him relentlessly.
Yes, yeah, I mean...
It was not.
134.
They
Michael
treated him
Carl,
like he just
132.
kicked their dog to death.
19s. Won't be this time, but Anderson on 150.
92.
Yeah, it was, I thought that would die down
150.
after a while, and that must have been a really chastening experience for Michael.
You know what? Well, the 150 is not going, and Michael Van Gerwen is looking at double top here for a 5-1
36.
lead and another
Michael
break of throw, and
McGrath,
surely
40.
this is the game for MVG if this goes.
He's shot on the sixth
It's a
leg.
13
Michael Van
darter,
Gerwen.
and Michael Van
Seven leg is Michael
Gerwen.
in
This
the
is
first.
sublime from the world number 1. K.Anderson is averaging nearly 104, and he is getting a hiding. But Michael Van
100.
Gerwen, every time somebody gives him a setback, he comes back stronger.
And that is the makeup of a great champion. It really is.
80.
It used to be the same with Phil Taylor. When somebody beat him in a big game, all you did was make it, you got put on the naughty list, and then Phil Taylor would come back
91.
and make it his business to make your life a misery on the dartboard for months. And Michael Van Gerwen, having lost at the match play, losing that title, as K.Anderson fires in his second 180 of this game, all it has done, it would appear,
140.
is make him hungry for more success.
What price MVG wrapping this one up with a 170? Let's see. Well,
83. Michael Carl, 170.
Does love a 170, doesn't he?
he's done it before. Will he do it again? The crowd would love it, but it ain't going to happen.
58. Carl require 158.
Well, you feel this might have to go for K.Anderson.
Yes.
Could still go. Yes. 19s.
139.
no.
Michael require
And that might be that.
112.
2 bites at the treble 20 for a double 16. Can he find his way through to that? It's a bit awkward for him. Ooh.
42. Carl
Well,
require 19.
It's a breaker throw, this. 3 double 8. Oh, no. Eh?
14-1.
My word.
And
Well, I
double two.
assume he's going for the 11.
14-1 double two.
15.
Well,
Michael requires 70.
Uncharacteristic in this match with 104 versus 111 average that we see a dart so poorly thrown, but that is that. And Michael van Gerwen, the world #1, has only dropped 2 legs so far this weekend. We will see him in the final session of action. He takes on either Nathan Aspinall or Daryl Gurney. Another ton-plus average for K.Anderson, but not even close to where it needed to be to beat MVG, who averages 107.6 and is through to the quarter-finals. Michael van Gerwen is back, ladies and gentlemen, as if you even doubted that he would be.
We gaan afscheid van hem nemen, maar we gaan hem ongetwijfeld nog veel vaker zien. Geef hem een applausje, K.Anderson! Michael, gefeliciteerd. Ik dacht op voorhand, dat kon wel eens heel lastig worden. Maar dan zie je de uitslag en dan denk je, ja, het was het dus niet.
Nee, was zeker niet. Ja, niet lastig was een groot woord. Hij speelde goed in het begin en ik doe de juiste dingen op de juiste momenten. Mijn dubbels gingen goed vandaag en de dag is nog niet afgelopen. Ik heb nog meer werk te doen vandaag en ik voel me goed en ik hoop dat iedereen er nog steeds heel veel zin in heeft. En ik wil knallen vandaag, ik wil winnen en dat is de enige wat voor mij telt. Ja, ik ga zo mijn best doen en meer kan ik niet zeggen.
One question in English. Michael, it's a long day, the Sunday on a Euro Tour. You have to win 4 matches. You played the first match of the afternoon session. It's a long wait for your first match in the evening session. What are you going to do?
The thing always is with the early games, you have to prepare very early. It's not my biggest hobby to wake up early, so I can tell you that. But you have to perform, you have to play well, and you have to prepare yourself for the games. And I need to make sure I'm going back to the hotel now, make sure I get my rest, and I need to make sure I'm ready for later on, 7 o'clock's game. And I feel good. I need to make sure I keep continuing my fantastic performance. And with this crowd, I'm sure it's going to be a little bit easier.
Oké, nog 1 vraag in het Nederlands. Vanavond 7 uur speel je. Je speelt tegen de winnaar van de volgende wedstrijd. Nathan Aspinall of Daryl Gurney. Heb je dan nog een voorkeur of maakt het je niet uit?
Nee, natuurlijk. Dat maakt me helemaal geen ene reet uit. Ik moet gewoon... Ik moet gewoon mijn wedstrijden winnen. En ik moet gewoon mijn stinkende best doen. Wat ik altijd doe. En ik probeer echt iedereen altijd waar of voor zijn geld te geven. En ik vind het fantastisch dat mensen komen kijken. Ik doe mijn stinkende best. Meer kan ik niet doen en dat doe ik altijd.
Nou, als hij echt zijn best doet, dan zie je hem vanavond nog 3 keer. Dames en heren, hij is in ieder geval door naar de avondsessie. Michael van Gerwen!